Would you recognize photos of that scene if I showed it to you? Yes. Would move to admit Exhibit 177. I'm sorry, it's already been admitted. Please publish 177, page 11. Does that look like the car you all shot up? Yes. If we can go to 16. And where were you standing? My first shot, that's the one that hit the driver window when he bust. That's when I slid in the car on him and was hitting him like I was sitting in the car like I'm sitting on the door like this and hitting him in his face. And right at the back window right there, that's how the back window bust and just hitting him like, you know, until he died. What did you all do after you all were finished shooting? Judge, I'm going to generally object to the form of the question. He's basically asking the witness for a narration. It's inappropriate. He needs to ask individual, direct questions. Objection sustained. I can't ask what did you all do after the shooting? What did you do next? Sure. I can say, what did you do next? Sure. What did you do next? We jumped. We ran from the scene and jumped back in the car and went downtown. And who was driving? Leroy was driving. What did you do when you got downtown? We went stash the guns. Where did you stash the guns? On the strip. What does that mean? Stash the guns. That means that the guns that we just used, we went and put them up until we get some more bullets for it. Yeah. Breezy, he went back on the scene and the people synced him on the scene. Did you all do anything special? Were you all happy you all killed Bo? Yeah, we was happy. Okay. Did you tell Merle? Yeah, Merle knew too. Merle knew everything about what was going on. We told him about it. How did Merle react? He was happy because Merle loved his cheddar, and he wanted everybody dead who had something to do. Judge, I'm going to object. Objection sustained. I want to turn your attention to December of 2010. Did you participate in the murder of Magnolia Shorty? Yes. Do you know who Jerome Hampton was? I didn't know him like that, but I knew he was out of the Calliope. And what have you learned about Jerome Hampton? Did you know he had a nickname? Yeah, I knew he had a nickname, Man. And that Merle said that dude was going to kill him, so he said handle that. Objection. This is all hearsay. Objection sustained. Judge, Merle was the leader of the conspiracy. If he said he is relaying a threat and asking his hitman to take care of it, I think the statement's in furtherance of the conspiracy. Objection overruled. You can answer. What did Merle tell you about Man? He told me that the word is that he's going to kill him behind supplying 3rd and G, so I got to get him out the way. Had T-Red or Rat ever told you about problems with Man in the past? We was in the club when Man first came home, and they was saying that, Judge, objection, again, this is rambling. This is prior to the beginning of the alleged conspiracy. They need to lay a proper foundation as to when this occurred. It needs to be during and in furtherance of. Objection sustained. Lay a foundation. When did you all see Man in the club? When he first came home. And about what time frame is this? It wasn't too long because he wasn't home long. He had got killed right when, like, not too long before he came home. Your Honor, this is nearly immediately before the murder, well during the time of the conspiracy. Can you get a date? Do you know what date? A year? I think it's probably between that month. He wasn't home. He wasn't home too long. I say he was home probably at the most a month and a half. And during this time, the 39ers conspiracy was in full force? Yeah, that's when we took over the Sports View. Okay, objection overruled. What happened when you all saw Man in the club? Everybody was like, man, that boy Man in the club, and this and that. I'm like, man, objection, Your Honor. He says everybody. He says all of us. He says 10 of us. I think there's an inference that it's these defendants, and it's not. Objection sustained. Be more specific. All right. The 3rd and G dudes like Rat. Again, Your Honor. 3rd and G. Judge, well, you interrupted him. He was saying like, and he was going to give names. Give specific names. I want specifics. I said 3rd and G dudes like Rat, AD, T. Darryl. All of them was in the club. All of them. You see, Your Honor, same objection. He said all of them. I think he referred to the names that he just mentioned. I thought he was referring to the other unnamed people. No, I just said them 3. And what did those guys tell you about Man? Objection overruled. Huh? What did they say about Man? They were like, he in the club. But I'm like, that boy, we strapped ourselves. That mean that we got guns out there. We ain't tripping about him. What happened that night in the sports view? I told them we was just going to get him because they kept getting on my nerves behind it. I'm like, man, come on. We going to just sit outside and wait for him. Y'all just, well, we told AD, me, Rat, and Red, I believe, and one more person. I don't really know. I can't say no name. I don't really know. We was in my Crown Vic, and what were you doing in your Crown Vic? We sitting there outside the club waiting for him to come out. And when he came out, we told AD and them to tell us what car he was going to be in. AD told us the wrong car, and we were about to shoot the car, but it wasn't the right girl. It wasn't the right person. It was a girl in the car. The day that Jerome Hampton and Magnolia Shorty got killed, what were you doing? I was at home. I was across the river asleep. And how did you meet up with the guys? What happened? Rat called me and told me, come on, son. He need me. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to come down there. So I leave from across the river to go uptown. When I get uptown in the Crown Vic, he like, man in the project. He just saw him. Him, T-Bone, and his girlfriend was, they was getting off the interstate. They saw him, and Judge, again, these long narratives in response to these open-ended questions. Judge, it's direct exam. I can't lead? Hold on. You're interrupting. She can only take one person down at a time. Objection sustained. Let's go. Be more specific. What did Rat tell you about Man? He told me that he was in the project. So what did you all decide to do? We went and got the guns. And when you say we, who did that? Me, Freaky, T-Red, and Rat. And we got Bone to drive. And who is Freaky again? Rico Jackson. And Tyrone Knockham was driving? Yes. Objection, leading, overruled. What guns did you all get? I had the 40, that's Barack. Rat had the 9, that's Michelle. Freaky had an SKS, and Red had a G-Baby short chopper. And Bone was the driver. What's the chopper? An AK-47. Where were all of these guns? Down the street by Freaky Grandma. Where did you all drive to? To the project, the Callio project. And what did you see there? He wasn't there. So I told T-Bone, man, it's not responsive to the question. Overruled. You can say. We went to the project and he wasn't there. I told T-Bone, I said, man, go to the Georgetown Apartments. That's where T-Red's girlfriend stayed. Magnolia Shorty be there, and we had already had word that he'd be over there by their house. And who was driving? Tyrone Knockham, T-Bone. Did you all go straight there? Yeah, we went straight to the apartments. And what happened when you got to the apartments? When we got to the apartments, the gate was already open because a car was going through. We went through the apartments, and we seen the white car. We seen the same white Malibu there. So we knew that he was in the house by Magnolia Shorty. So I'm like, we're about to sit on that boy. Let's go to the gas station and get a cigar, and we're going to smoke until that boy come out. That means we're going to smoke some weed until he come. Judge, I object again. The question was what happened at the apartments. Now we're talking about smoking weed at the gas station. Objection sustained. Just listen to the questions. Just answer the questions, okay? Proceed. What happened next? We went to the store and we went and got a cigar. We went to the store and we got a cigar. All right. What happened next? All right. We went back to the apartments. We put the code in. When we put the code in, we went and checked to see if the car's still sitting. The car's still there. The car still was there. So we went and parked in front, like close to where you can leave out the apartment. We sat close right there and just sitting there waiting for them to come by the speed bump, because we knew that they can't go too fast by the speed bump. So T-Bone like, man, there they go, saying, there go the car. When he said, there go the car, all of us got out. Rat shot first with the 9. and hit Magnolia Shorty. That's what made her crash. When the car crashed, everybody went in their position to go to their spot. Like T-Red and Freaky, they were at the back of the trunk by the windshield, the back windshield. They were by the trunk. I was on top of the gate shooting through like the passenger door and the windshield and stuff, and Rat was on the side by the driver's side. And did all four of you shoot? Yes. How many times did you shoot? Probably, I'd say, objection, speculative, overruled, probably 20-something times. What did you all do? How did the shooting stop? What happened next? We shot until they was dead. When we seen they was dead, we ran to the car and we jumped back in the Crown Vic. When we get to the gate, you need a code. But Red know the code because his girlfriend stayed, in the gate. You ain't gonna know the code unless you stay there. So we typed in the code and we went downtown, got off on Louisa exit. When we got off on Louisa exit, we seen one more of our beef, like a dude who we supposed to kill out the Desire. And I'm like, man, pull over. I'm about to get him. So I checked my gun to see how many bullets I have. I didn't have too many to work with. I had less than 5. So I'm like, man, I'm asking them how many bullets they got. Everybody like almost empty. So I'm like, man, f that boy. We're about to just go back. We went downtown. And Tyrone Knockham is still driving? Yes. Where downtown did you all go? On the strip, G-strip. And describe, you said the Crown Vic. What was your Crown Vic like? It was a police car, all white with dark tint. I want to go back. You said you all went to get a cigar at the store. How did you all do that? Well, first we pull up at the gas station. We pull up at the gas station right there when you get off of Morrison. But I was thinking, I'm like, man, we can't get out right here because we're about to kill this dude. They're going to pull the camera and they're going to see that they're going to see the people who was in this car. So everybody agreed to it. They like, yeah, you right. So we went down the street. I think we went down the street. I don't know the street name, to the gas station right down the street from there. And they had nothing but like junkies and alcoholics out there. He called one to the car. Rat gave him the money to get the cigar. He came back with the cigar and he just pulled off. But we ain't let him see our face. So you didn't actually walk in the store? No. Would you recognize photos from the Man and Magnolia Shorty if I show them to you? Yes. I'm going to move to publish already been admitted as Government's Exhibit 180. If you could blow up the bottom one, please. Is that Man's Malibu? Yes. Can you tell, where exactly were you all shooting? Did you all have to go inside of that fence, or were you all shooting on the T-Red and Freaky was behind the trunk right there? That's how the whole windshield was. The back windshield was bust. I was sitting on top of the fence. If you see, like on another picture, you'll see that that's where I was shooting through the windshield in the passenger door where it's open at. And Rat was shooting on the other side. Were there people standing in this area? Yeah, I was standing on top of the fence. Rat was on that end right there. When you say right here, where do you mean? In this area? Yeah, Rat was like in that part of the area, yeah. Your Honor, I move to publish Government's Exhibit 18A, previously admitted. Okay, hold on one second and let me go ahead and give the instruction again. Are you going to go through this? Wait, hold on. Are you going to go through this transcript again? Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I've read this precautionary instruction to you before, but let me read it one more time. Exhibit 18A has been identified as a typewritten transcript of the oral conversation, which can be heard on the tape recording received into evidence as Exhibit 18. The transcript also purports to identify the speakers engaged in such conversation. I've admitted the transcript for the limited and secondary purpose of aiding you in following the content of the conversation as you listen to the tape recording, and also to aid you in identifying the speakers. You are specifically instructed that whether the transcript correctly or incorrectly reflects the content of the conversation or the identity of the speakers is entirely for you to determine based upon your own evaluation of the testimony you have heard concerning the preparation of the transcript and from your own examination of the transcript in relation to your hearing of the tape recording itself as a primary evidence of its own contents. And if you should determine that the transcript is in any respect incorrect or unreliable, you should disregard it to that extent. It is what you hear on the tape that is evidence and not the transcripts. Go ahead and proceed, please. What happened to your Crown Vic? Poonie wrecked it when some dudes shot it and Pound got shot in it. And were you able to get it back? No, I left it in the Pound. Would you recognize a photo of it if I showed it to you? Yes. We would move to admit or move to publish Government's Exhibit 120. 120? Yes, Your Honor. Previously admitted. Okay. If you could blow up the top right corner, does that look like your Crown Vic? Yeah. And if I could see Exhibit 121 previously admitted, not admitted? I'm sorry. If we could go to the second page of this document. Do you see this tow sheet? Yeah. Do you see the name under driver? Yeah. Whose name is that? My baby mama name. And was this car registered in her name? Yeah. Just because it was in a Pound. Judge, we might be at a good breaking point. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take our noon recess.